Godhead Vasudeva. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Śrīla Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtike. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namo Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangriye Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Today is the auspicious day of Ekadashi, which is very, very favorable for practicing bhakti, reading, hearing, chanting, serving, etc. So we are reading Granth Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter number 6, entitled The Demigods and the Demons Declare a Truce. So we read till text number 18, where the demigods were praying. They had the darshan of the Lord. The beautiful form of the Lord was discussed in the last few verses. And then finally, they asked that, Lord, you know everything. You know what is best for us. So kindly arrange what is best for us. And what did the Lord say? The Lord say, now, here. Bhagavad Gita also, Kṛṣṇa says in chapter 7, text 1, Maya saktamana partha yogam yunjan madashraya. Maya vishisi itha. I'm forgetting that. Tatshrino. The last word is tatshrino. That means hear attentively. O Arjuna, that's same. Lord Krishna is, or Lord Vishnu is mentioning to all, you hear attentively, hear with great attention. Whether it is holy name, Krishna Katha, instructions of spiritual master, then all good fortune will come. So let's see.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. And today is also auspicious day of Prabhuji's and Mataji's anniversary. So we would like to Krishna consciousness, happy anniversary, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for your blessings. Thank you to all Vaishnavas. Thank you. Please pray for us, bless us, so we can serve Srila Prabhupada and the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Happy anniversary, Shubhilas Prabhuji and Manjulali Mataji. Hare Krishna. Have a very Krishna conscious year together and lead us like you do every day. Thank you.
Thank you for your blessings and prayers, Prabhu. Thank you to all Vaishnavas. So let's read Bhagavatam. So thank you for your blessings.
Happy anniversary, Mataji and Prabhuji. Mataji, you look beautiful. Beautiful Vaishnavi.
We got your darshan together, Prabhuji, today.
Yes.
Look like Radha Krishna. Blessings. We have come to seek blessings of all of you. So let's read Bhagavatam. Let's read Bhagavatam. So I'll share my screen. We deeply value all your love, kindness, gratitude, and blessings. So please keep on showering your prayers and blessings upon us. So let's hear attentively what Lord Vishnu is going to speak now. I believe you all can see the screen. Text 19 onwards. Is that correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yad danava daityas tavat sandhir vidhiyatam kalena anugrihitastair yavad yo bhava atmanaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Vicharanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. As long as you are not flourishing, you should make a truce with the demigods, with the demons and the asuras, who are now being favored by time. Purport. One word in this verse has two readings, Kalena and Kavyena. Kalena means favored by time, and Kavyena means favored by Shukracharya. Shukracharya being the spiritual master of the Daityas, the demons and Daityas were favored in both ways. And therefore the demigods were advised by the Supreme Lord to execute a truce for time being until time favored them. So Lord Vishnu starts to speak here. What is he saying? That's the title of this chapter. Do a sandhi. So do a union. Sandhi basically means union, or like a peace treaty or a truce. So don't worry about fighting now. Try to do peace or a truce. And why the demigods lost power? Because of disrespecting great soul like Durvasa Muni. Why the demons or the asuras attained power, or how they got powerful? Because of the favor of their spiritual master, namely Shukracharya. So the Danavas are Diti's sons are Daityas, and Danu's sons are Danavas. So Diti and Danu, their sons one's sons were the Danavas and one's were the Daityas. So the Lord has recommended that you do a peace treaty. Let's see what else the Lord speaks.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Nice to see you both together reading the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It's so inspiring. This verse and purport, it says, Yata Danava Daityastavat Sandhir Vidhiyatam. So is there any other indirect meaning or purport that we have to take during our life here in the material world? Is there any other indirect way? So
yes, actually, there is a lot of meaning here, which will come in the next verses, which will come. And I'll share a special story also. So that's to come in the next verse, actually. And we will discuss that. The practical.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Text number 20.
Please accept my humble obeisances. Text 20. Aryopihi sandhya sati kayartha gaurave ahimushi kavadeva ayarthasya padavingata. O demigods, fulfilling one's own interests is so important that one may even have to make a truce with one's enemies. For the sake of one's self-interest, one has to act according to the logic of the snake and the mouse. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A snake and a mouse were once caught in a basket. Now, since the mouse is food for the snake, this was a good opportunity for the snake. However, since both of them were caught in the basket, even if the snake ate the mouse, the snake would not be able to get out. Therefore, the snake thought it wise to make a truce with the mouse and asked the mouse to make a hole in the basket so that both of them could get out. The snake's intention was that after the mouse made the hole, the snake would eat the mouse and escape from the basket through the hole. This is called the logic of the snake and the mouse.
Hare Krishna. So the Lord is giving a practical example here that, and His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj was explaining this story, that sometimes for one's own interests, one may have to, do some peace treaty with the enemies, right? When life is at stake, then speaking lie is fine, or a little bit cheating is fine. That's what is kind of the Lord is telling. So that's the practical lesson. When life and when it's a question of life and death, then saving the life is more important than any other principle. So, and the Lord is speaking this. So the story of snake and mouse. So once upon a time, that is very, very clear. They were caught. Both were caught in a basket. Now the snake cannot come out, but the mouse has sharp teeth. The mouse can, take off, like the mouse can tear paper and cloth and stuff. The mouse can slowly, with his teeth bite the basket and get out. So what the snake tells the mouse, hey, my dear mouse, why don't you make a hole? And then if you don't make a hole, then I will eat you here. You'll be dead. But if you make a hole, then we both will get out. Right? Sounds like a good proposition. Then you get out and I'll also go out. Then we both are safe. Now snake, to save kind of his life, is kind of cheating the mouse. Although his agenda is that later he will, knock him out. But he's not telling that. So then the mouse tells, okay, that area on the top of the basket is a little weaker. So the snake says, okay, you come on my hood and you bite that portion of the basket. And then the snake says, okay, I think you have bitten sufficient. Now let me see, is it good enough for me to get out? Let me measure the size. And then he finds it was good enough and he goes out and says, my dear mouse, now you come out. And then he was waiting with mouth open and mouse gone. His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj was also explaining the story of a king of Jaipur named Jai Singh. So Aurangzeb, who was the Muslim ruler at that time, and very, very cruel. So cruel to the extent he put his father in the prison. So, and they did a lot of wrong things. Aurangzeb, lot of bad things. Of course, we know the history a little bit. That even breaking of the temples in Vrindavan, Aurangzeb had that main hand behind it. So one time they asked Jai Singh, what do you think of me? Now, what would you expect from a noble king like Jai Singh to speak about Aurangzeb, who was very evil and cruel? Jai Singh lost his father in a young age. So he said, oh great Aurangzeb, I don't know what no father means, because I didn't have that experience of being, I lost my father at an early age. But whenever I see you, I see my father in you. And Aurangzeb had tears, literally. So Aurangzeb said, no one will touch this area because he's like my son. So being very intelligently he not only saved his life, otherwise if we would have said you are cruel, you're good for nothing, you're doing all this nonsense, not only his kingdom, his life would have been at stake, in the kingdom and the deities and a lot of other things would have been a much bigger loss. So in short, to prevent a much bigger loss, sometimes one has to, do these things. Of course, now we cannot say, oh, I am following Bhagavatam. So whenever we are in doubt or confusion, it's always good to check with teachers. Therefore, we need mentors, guides, counselors, etc. So we can't imitate. Here the Lord is telling, right? So if the Lord tells us, or the spiritual master tells us, it's fine. But we cannot take this as a principle, oh, cheating is allowed. No, cheating is not allowed. Especially in the Vaishnava code, especially when it's not a question of life and death. Especially if it's, you can't be hypocrite or cheating or petty things. So, but if the Lord is saying, then it has a bigger purpose. Lord knows the calculations much more than tiny jivas like us. But nonetheless, we have to be intelligent, and like how even Nityam Das Thakur, we went to Radha Govind Mandir in Davan. His Grace Gauranga Prabhu was giving class and he was mentioning that in his glorification, he was glorifying the great Mughal rulers for giving him paper. So, in spite of all the bad they had done, one has to intelligently use one's words to minimize the harm and get the best out of the situation. In Hindi, they say like, समय आने पे गधे को बाप बनाना पड़ता है, तो वैसे ही किया जय सिंह ने. Okay. If I translate in English, it may not be that great, but at the time, you may have to even make a donkey like your father. So, but the point is, we cannot take that as a principle and then start applying it in daily matters. Does that answer your question, Mr. Jyoti Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. See, Nandini Mataji is online. Would you like to read, Nandini Kishori Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, Dandal Pranam. Sure. Dandal Pranam devotees, all goes to Prabhupada. Amruto utpadane yatna kriyata mavavila ambitam yasya pitasya vejantur atyugragasto amaro bhavet. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhu, can you please down the screen? Sorry, I immediately endeavor to produce nectar, which a person who is about to die may drink to become immortal. So here Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu is giving the order to produce the nectar, which, so let's see now this immortality solution is coming, and like it's just like they make so many millions of dollars of movies in Hollywood and Bollywood just on this topic, is about how to get elixir, how to get this immortality drink, how to go to the like cross 7 oceans and get this, etc. So this is a big draw. So let's see what happens next. Back to you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for reading. So by churning of the ocean, which the Lord mentioned in the previous, because he wanted these pastimes to happen. The Lord is the reservoir of all pastimes, Ananda Kunde. Swaghosham Nimajjantam Ananda Kunde. So he wanted the Samundra Manthan to happen, and he wanted all these pastimes or his transcendental pleasure. So the nectar will come, Amrita. And Amrita means that. Amrita means the one which does not die. Basically getting a very long life. That was the point here. Because we know by nature, soul is eternal, soul is Amrita or Ananta, is eternal and does not die. And the body is perishable. Well, someone's body may live for 100 years and someone's for 10 years, someone for maybe 1 million years, and someone for even 100 million years. But that does not mean that the body is Amrita. The body is going to perish sooner or later. But Amrita generally is used for people a long life. Okay. So that because their life was at stake at this point, because demons were in power and demigods had to flee away. We discussed that in the last one. So let's read next 22 and 23. Would someone like to read? Yes, Moksha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji. Shitva Shiro Dadho Sarva Virutra Pralayate Siddhi Matanam Mandiram Kritvam Netvam Kritva Tu Vasukim Sahayena Maya Deva Nirmata Dva Mata Drinta Klesha Bhajo Bhavishyanti Detya Yuyam Palagraha. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O demigods, cast into the ocean of milk all kinds of vegetables, grass, creepers, and drugs. Then, with my help, making Mandara mountain, the churning rod, and Vasuki, the rope of churning, churn the ocean of milk with undiverted attention. Thus the demons will be engaged in labor, but you, the demigods, will gain the actual result, the nectar produced from the ocean. Purpose. It seems that when different kinds of drugs, creepers, grass, and vegetables are put into this milk, and the milk is churned, as milk is churned for butter, the active principles of vegetables and drugs mix with the milk and the result is nectar. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I won't be explaining this because it is really deep. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for reading. So the Lord is telling here to start the process of churning. Use the mountain, Mount Mandara, for the churning. You need something to, like a rod or some instrument. And what else? The churning, you need a rope also. So the rope will be Vasuki, who is amongst the snakes. Lord is Vasuki, right? Bhagvata mentions that. And so churn this ocean of milk, which also has different kinds of like vegetation along with it. So when churning happens, nectar comes. Prabhupada is giving the examples of churning the milk for butter. Similarly, in life, we can understand that when we also churn through the process of chanting the holy name, is basically a churning, Hridaya ka manthan. And different things will come. We will see later, all the things will come. Even poison may come. Sometimes we feel, hey, what's going on? I'm trying to churn, I'm trying to chant the holy name, I'm trying to purify, but I feel, oh, why is this bad thought coming in my mind? Because it's very, very deep rooted, all the anarthas, so many millions of lifetimes we have been serving the material energy. This lifetime, by the mercy of spiritual master, he has given us this instrument. Like the Lord is telling to use some instruments to the process of churning. We also have our own instrument. What is our instrument? The Japamala, the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, the deities. So when we also do this service, and how should we do service? Churn the ocean of milk with undivided attention. That's another important word to emphasize here. With undivided attention. So that means the Lord is telling to do this seva. How should we do seva? With undivided attention. When we are chanting, undivided attention. Serving the deities, undivided attention. Anything we are doing, distributing books, cooking, in any service, present in the class, hearing Bhagavatam, undivided attention. That will lead to better churning. If the attention is in Bahushaka, Yanatascha Buddhiyo Avyavasayina, Bhagavad Gita 2.41. Vyavasatmika Buddhi, Ekehi Kurunandana, that you must focus, O Arjuna, with one pointed attention, undivided attention. So we must also engage in the churning while we are churning our heart, while we are churning the process of holy name, our ocean of misery, ocean of problems, aparadha lakshay, bhaktya vihinam aparadha lakshay. So many anarthas are there, so many impurities are there. But when we churn, the Amrit will come. We have to patiently endeavor, patiently keep churning. If we churn for one day, or someone is churning for butter, or for those who have experience, if you churn for 2 seconds, hey, nothing is coming. Hey, it's not working out. Hey, it's bad. Hey, I'm just leaving this. Then it won't work out. Similarly, in the process of bhakti, we have to be enthusiastic, we have to be determined, and we have to be patient as well, because it takes time. The doctor gives a medicine and for 1 week, and the patient takes for 1 day and say, hey, it's not working. It won't work. We have to take in the right quantity, the right dosage, and the right frequency, and for the right duration also. So the doctor is recommending to take for 2 weeks, and you have to take for 2 weeks. Right? So when doctors are present, right? Am I saying it correctly, Prabhuji? If a patient takes for 1 day and says it's not working, what will you say? That you didn't take the right frequency at the right time. You have to complete the course. Similarly, we have to keep on churning. And based on the dosage we take, based on the frequency of dosage and the sincerity of purpose, the nectar will come. And what is that nectar? Krishna Prema. The result is nectar. Any other comments, additions, questions anyone has?
Prabhuji.
Yes.
Correct. So I heard, like, if nectar comes without our hard work or much involvement, so we don't give any value for that. I'm just wondering, because if everyone gets Krishna Prema, so I'm trying to understand. So it's because it's very pure, it's very rare. That's the reason we have to do so much involvement and so much tapasya, right? That's the only reason.
So what's your question again, Prabhu? What's your comment? Is it a comment?
Why Krishna is not giving nectar to everyone without doing much hard work?
Because if he gives, then we will not value it. Correct? If I give you a very, very, expensive pearl necklace, or let's say expensive watch, then you would probably think it must be some artificial fake thing. Otherwise, why would you give me like this? If it would have been like $5,000 watch, you would not give it to me. It must be like $10 watch. But he's just, for the sake of saying it, he's saying it's $5,000. Right? Would all of us think like that? If an ordinary person gives us a watch and says, oh, it's $5,000. It's very, very rarest of the rarest watch. Correct? Similarly, for those, who didn't value Prabhupada's, association, or sometime the Supreme Lord may be next to us. But if we don't value, then it's like the nectar is there, as I said. But to value it, we have to understand what is the real nectar. Bhagavatam is real nectar. Holy name is real nectar. But we have to churn to understand, oh, this is the real nectar. Right now, the nectar seems to be in getting a lot of money, getting a lot of good name, fame, good job, good this, good that. That seems to be nectarian. So we have to churn, to purify ourselves of the impurities. And we will see, before the nectar comes, the poison comes. Before Kṛṣṇa comes, the Shadgarbhas were cleared, which were representing the asuras. Before Kṛṣṇa comes, the lust and the Shadgarbhas represent the 6 vices, so they have to be cleared through the process of bhakti. So that's what we are all trying. Does that make sense? So don't lose hope. We don't have to be hopeless. We have to be helpless. Our Grace Ananta Mataji mentioned. So don't lose hope. There is hope for everyone. All we have to do is sincerely keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. It may seem difficult. Yes, it is difficult. Bhakti is the most rarest of the rare things. But we have to do our best to show Kṛṣṇa that yes, I really want you and I'm trying to. Although I have a lot of attachment towards material things, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying to take association of devotees, trying to chant her holy name, trying to read Bhagavatam. Although my mind certainly gets distracted in a lot of things during japa, during reading, during even in the front of deities. I'm so fallen, but I'm trying. All we have to do is we keep trying with enthusiasm, patience, then slowly the impurities will go down, impurity level will go up, and then nectar will certainly come. That's what Lord Brahma says. Keep trying, don't lose hope, keep trying. I'm repeating for myself. Yeah, it's good. You can share.
Nectar of Instruction. In Nectar of Instruction, Prabhupada writes in the preface that the spiritual progress depends on the attitude of a devotee. So everything is there in front of us. So it really depends upon our attitude. Everybody is chanting Hare Krishna, but the effect would be different depending upon the sincerity and the receptivity of a person. Also, there is another example, analogy that was given in Mayapur Parikrama, that everybody would be served khichdi as prasad. And so everybody would, the devotees would lay down their plates, the devotees would sit who were supposed to honor the prasad, and everything would be served, but eventually you have to eat it. That endeavor you have to do. That endeavor nobody can do on your behalf. So everything is there, everything is laid down by Prabhupada, but at least the endeavor of doing that we have to do. That's one analogy to understand.
Yes, I mean the effort, you made a very good point. The effort which Prabhupada did, how can we even, imagine the effort which great souls have done in the past, which Prabhupada's disciples have done in the past? Can you imagine living in cardboard boxes with a 3-month-old daughter, with no money, in the cold weather, with no resources? That's what they have done. Can you imagine the efforts great souls like Bhakti Charu Maharaj, Bhakti Tirth Maharaj, practically all the Prabhupada disciples have done for over 50 years to give us. So basically, as I've said, the khichdi is ready. The effort which we have to do is almost infinitesimal compared to what these great souls have done. If we read the life of great souls, their biographies, their autobiographies, etc., then we will see that what we have been given is nectar actually. All we have to do is just accept it and be grateful and as far as possible share. Any other comments or questions on this topic? Yes, Prabir Prabhu, you wanted to speak something?
I just want to share that nectar, that Krishna Prem, which is Brahma cannot achieve that even. Brahma Dullabh, Nityananda Prabhu brought that, and Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they served that to everybody. So it's not true that Krishna doesn't want to give. I mean, in this special Kali Yuga, Mahaprabhu brought that Brahma Dullabha Dhan Shabakare Jache, Lochan Das Thakur writing. So he gave that actually. And it made it Golokara Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana. Golok Vrindavan is not available to everybody, but Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Panchadatta, they brought that one. And Srila Prabhupada carried that one. So it is there, and it's a very easy way just by chanting. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Bhuri Karunaya Namolayaya. Krishna is very, very attentive to give his mercy, unlimited mercy. It's always there, as Prabhu mentioned. All we have to do is take it. Okay, let's read the next verse, text number 24. Yes, Rakesh Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna devotees, text 24. Yam tat anumodadhavam yad icchantya asura sura na samrambhena siddhyanti sarvartaha santvaya yatha. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. My dear demigods, with patience and peace everything can be done. But if one is agitated by anger, the goal is not achieved. Therefore, whatever the demons ask, agree to their proposal. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Thank you so much. With patience and peace, everything is possible. There's never a good outcome with agitation. And we all have experiences of that, I'm sure. But when we discuss, even if there are sometimes disagreements, there's no point, no good outcomes comes with shouting or expressing anger. Only fight happens and relationships turn sour. But when we are patient and peaceful, okay, let's talk about it. Okay, there may be a difference of opinion, which is fine. Differences of opinion are not bad. Different ideas are not bad. But let's discuss peacefully. Let's talk about it. So the Lord, who knows past, present, and future, is kind of giving a warning, right? Because he knows everything. Don't be agitated. There would be agitating things which will come in this whole Leela. They may ask for something. You may not like that proposal. Don't get agitated. It's very, very important. Anger. Trividham narakasya dvaram nashnamatmanah kama krodha tatha lobhas tasmat etam triyam tajet. The three doors to hell, kama, krodha, and lobha, lust, anger, and greed are the gates to hell. And in Bhagavad Gita, if we search the word krodha, there are at least 10-15 verses which talk about that how krodha is bad, how one should give up krodha. Text number 2.63 as well. So many verses. Mahashano mahapapma vidhena mihaverina. So many verses talk about that krodha is very, very good, big demon in our lives. So We should not get agitated in agitating situations. The greatness of a person is tested in agitating situations or provoking situations. I used to say that. You know, when things are rosy cozy, I think I discussed this yesterday. If someone is speaking nicely to us, we speak nicely to us. What's the big deal? Oh, Haribol, nice, you are great. And then he'll say, oh, no, you are great. I'm not great. But if someone says, hey, you are fool number one, then comes the real, hey, how dare you call me fool? You don't know who I am? That's agitating or provoking situation. And they come, the beauty is that they don't come, it's like a surprise test. That's why it's a provoking situation. So the Lord is telling what the demigods ask, agree to the proposal. There would be agitating situations coming in this situation. So don't get agitated. What's that verse in 12:15 of Bhagavad Gita? That one who does not get agitated by others and the one who does not agitate others, that devotee is very, very dear to me. Lord Kṛṣṇa speaks in Bhagavad Gita 12.15. In 17.15, Lord also tells Anudvega karam vakyam, that our words should be such like that they don't agitate others. But if others speak like that, we don't have to get agitated. But we should not speak words. I should not speak words which may agitate others. Very, very important. I'm just speaking all this to myself to remind of this important instruction of the Lord. Any comments, questions, any additions here? Okay, we can read one more verse for today and then we'll pause. Yes, Prabir Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna devotees, Tandot Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Text 25. No bhetabhyam kala kutat vishaj jaladi shambhavat lobha kajya nabho jatu rosho kamastu bastusu. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. A poison known as kalakuta will be generated from the ocean of milk, but you should not fear it. And when various products are churned from the ocean, you should not be greedy for them or anxious to obtain them, nor should you be angry. Purport: it appears that by the churning process, many things would be generated from the ocean of milk, including poison, valuable gems, nectar, and many beautiful women. The demigods were advised, however, not to be greedy for the gems or beautiful women, but to wait patiently for the nectar. The real purpose was to get the nectar. Hare Krishna. So here, Lord is directing the demigods. If we see from the text 19, the Lord was saying that as long as you are not flourishing, you should make a truce. Here we have a learning point, few things. Number one is, Lord didn't compromise the behavior of the demigods, especially Lord Indra, because he offended Durvasa Muni. So Lord didn't say that, okay, I will reduce your cards and I will kill the demons and I will make you again. But Lord asked them to go through that process of austerity. And then during that process, he is giving different advice, which is very learning for me, that be patient, be peaceful. Don't be angry because of this situation. It is not done. We heard it from before also. Bad situations are not done by anybody. It is because I deserve it. That's why it is coming. And here again, Lord is advising. So that is the benefit of associating with the devotees chanting, that it's going to help us to get through the bad situation or bad time of our life, which we deserve that. And so one learning point I learned here, that if we commit any offense to the Lord, He will definitely forgive us. But if we commit any offense to His devotees, then Lord cannot help us to. And that's what He said, that you should make a truce. He didn't say that I'm going to take care of the demons. So there are a lot of learning point here. Lord Vishnu is giving the demigods, as we see that here, that when we also start chanting, we may, as Prabhuji was mentioning before, that we may see a lot of bad things are coming. As Prabhuji was mentioning, because of the time immemorial, our mind was occupied with all those kind of thoughts. So that's why they are coming. But we just need to be patient. We don't need to go for any prayers. We should go for the shreyas, which is the Kṛṣṇa Prem. So we should look for that part, and patiently we should do our tapusya, means chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna Prabhu, back to you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very instructive verse, lot of practical lessons also. So, not be greedy, not be angry, not be agitated, patiently keep doing. Utsaha nishchay dharya. Dharya. And as Prabhuji was mentioning about that, you have to be focused on the goal. So stay focused on the goal. What is the goal? The goal is to get the nectar. The nectar here represents Krishna Prem. But during the churning process, as we are doing the sadhana bhakti, sometimes good things may come, sometimes bad things will come. Various things will come. As the Lord is saying, the various products will come out of the churning process. Sometimes agitation would come. Life will throw ups and downs, loss of a dear one, sometimes promotion and job, sometimes some relationship ups and downs, sometimes health ups and downs, sometimes a lot of respect from others. Oh, Prabhuji, you are such a senior devotee. When you give this, when you tell this, I feel like this. But is that the goal, to get name, fame, respect? No, the goal is to stay focused. So we don't have to get carried away with the good and the bad products which may come during the course of churning. You have to constantly remind us that my goal is I have not come here in ISKCON to become a famous devotee. I have not come here to get some position, name, fame, recognition. So this is not my goal. My goal is Krishna Prema. So ups and downs will come. Good and bad things will come in this journey, in this churning process. When Hanuman was crossing the Lanka, a lot of ups and downs came. The mountain, Menaka mountain said, hey, I'm so blessed you're crossing. Please take some rest. It shows, someone will say, oh, you're glorious. Someone may give some gifts, some this and that. But if we continue to accept it, oh, that's the real goal of life, that's very good, then we will lose the focus. And Hanuman said, no, sorry, I am grateful to you. As a token, I touch you, but kept moving because the goal was to find Mata Sita. Same bad things will also come. The Shurasa, the Rakshasi, Lankini, so many, there's a whole different big class on that. But in life also, in the churning process, goods and bad will come, various products will come. But if we are focused, like Arjuna, focused on that goal, on that the bull's eye, they call that, the eye of the fish, or in that other situation, the eye of the parrot, that's where Satmika Buddhi. That's where Satmika Buddhi, and that's also, what's that verse in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? Kanyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadina anukulam Krishna. So, fixed in devotion, without any other fruitive desire for name, fame, desire for any other. So completely, that's what, like the eye of Chataka, or the determination of Chatakabha, will not compromise on the goal. Any other comments, any questions, additions anyone has? Okay, so I think it's a good pause because Shukdev Goswami is going to speak here, so we can read from text 26 tomorrow. So we'll pause here and continue tomorrow with the next verse and see what happens ahead. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shekadashi Viti ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.